Welcome back to the Self Revolution podcast. How often have you been sick after traveling? I know this is a really common experience, and I travel all the time. There's been months where I have traveled every single week, and there have been years where I have traveled almost every other week. And so I am a seasoned traveler. I travel a lot. And it has certainly been a science and an art learning how to optimize my routine and my schedule to not get sick when traveling. I used to go on these sprints of travel and then come home and be sick. And it was really hard to just rebound and feel okay during my day to day when I was home and keep that pace moving. And since I implemented a lot of these routines and habits that come from Ayurveda, I have not been sick in quite a few years now. And so I just highly encourage you to think about some of these tips and tricks as you are traveling this summer. And hopefully these will help you feel healthier, happier, and stronger. So when you travel aggravates Vata. So from an Ayurvedic perspective, Vata is the energetic quality of air and ether. And when we travel, we are moving our bodies and we are disrupting our normal routines and habits. We're generally on airplanes. And so there's just a lot of movement. And Vata is known as the king dosha, which means that it kind of governs all of the other energetic types. And so when you travel, it can be really vitiating to your entire system. It can be really hard on your body, on your mind, and it's just disruptive. And so when we travel, you really have to come back to that core principle from Ayurveda, like increases like and opposites balance. And so when you travel, you are just naturally exposing yourself to a lot of those Vata qualities of movement and air and anxiety and fear. And so to balance them, you really want to bring in the qualities that are the opposite. So warm, grounding, soothing, nurturing, a lot more of the Kaphic qualities, but also a little bit of the fire of the warmth. So what does this mean more tangibly? When you travel, here are some things you can do in your day-to-day to help balance the qualities of Vata. So number one is to drink hot liquid. I am a huge fan of hot water and lemon with a little salt, and this can be really easy to get at the airport. Most bars have hot water and have lemons. You can add a little salt to it. Gives you some more electrolytes, great for hydration. And again, it brings in that warm and soothing quality into your body. It also helps with detoxification, which is great because when you're traveling, you are often exposed to a lot of people who may be sick. The second thing you can do is bring in oil. So oil in Ayurveda is called sneha, which means love. And oil is really used in a variety of Ayurvedic practices. And I travel with oil, and there's a couple different types of oil. So one is nasya oil, which you actually put in your nose. And so we'll link it in the show notes. Pavani has an amazing nose oil that I personally use. And I just drop a couple drops of this oil into my nose before I travel. And what it does is it lubricates your tissues. And so it helps prevent disease from getting into your nose. I know we've all been on the plane and there's someone sick coughing next to us and we are just sitting there like, oh my God, we're going to get sick. And that has happened to me a number of times. And I swear this nasya oil and these practices have helped prevent me from getting sick. The other thing with oil is self-massage. And so when you get off the plane or get to wherever you are going when you're traveling, or even before you get on the plane, you can coat yourself and do abhyanga, which is self-massage in Ayurveda, to coat your body in oil, in this sneha, in this love. Again, it nourishes your tissues, helps with detoxification. And it really brings in those qualities of warmth and groundedness that help balance the air and the movement and all of the Vata that you are experiencing while you're on the plane. Number 3 is to use nature to help ground you and to just do grounding practices in general. Again, we're trying to balance all of the movement. And so using the earth is a huge opportunity to just help your nervous system come back into balance. So the second you get off the plane, it can be really helpful to go for a walk and smell the fresh air, or put your bare feet on the earth, or go put your hands on a tree. I know it sounds crazy, but that is massive. I often try and do that, particularly when I'm changing time zones. I try and put my hands on and in nature in some way. And I can't tell you how soothing that is for your nervous system. Because again, when you're traveling, there's a lot of movement, which invites and invokes anxiety and fear and stress, and everything you can do to keep your nervous system in balance is very supportive, and nature is a huge way of doing that. So pre and post travel, I also try and get myself in a sauna. Saunas have a warming quality to them, and they also help with detoxification. So when you're traveling, you're exposed to a lot of different people, and it is very easy to pick up different things from others. And so saunas can be really beneficial in terms of clearing out anything that may be in your body. So I try and go to a sauna right when I get off of the plane. If not, sometime the week after. If you have a sauna in your home, that's amazing. You can do that almost every day. But I really try and make it a point to get into the sauna after traveling, and if I can, before as well. And I pair that sauna with lymphatic massage. Either I'll do a lymphatic massage abhyanga on myself, or it can be great to go get a lymphatic massage or a massage of any kind, because again, you're moving your body. When you travel, there's often so much static, right? You're just sitting on the plane, you're sitting in a car, you're sitting in meetings, and it can be so helpful for your body. Your body needs movement, right? It needs flow. And so using things like massage and sauna and just getting out there and walking and moving your body is key to help your body stay in a healthy and vital place. As tempting as it can be to throw out everything while you travel, all of your routines, the foods that you eat, and any practices that maybe you've tried to cultivate at home, I highly encourage you not to. I know that particularly when we're on vacations for fun, it's a time to just like let loose and be free and drop everything. And there can be a beauty in that. However, I will say that it's so easy to go off the rails on a big vacation, and then you come home and it impacts you for the weeks to come. And I have personally found that that was impacting me way too much. So now when I go on vacation, even if it is for pleasure and for fun, I really try and keep to my routine in some resemblance, right? That means for me, I still meditate every day, and I find some time to stretch my body in the morning. I try not to eat too late at night. A lot of those same principles that I hold in my day-to-day when I'm at home, I bring in maybe a slightly more flexible and different quality to my vacations. And certainly with work travel, I try the best I can to stick on the routines that I am at home, particularly because I'm traveling so much. One of the things that really helped me maintain my practice while I was traveling is buying a travel yoga mat. I have actually a yoga rug that I travel with consistently, and most airlines, secret tip, will allow it as a quote unquote third bag. So you can still bring it on the plane. And I travel with my yoga mat as it creates that space and that reminder for me to take a pause. So right when I get into my hotel room, I lay down the yoga mat. I bring a couple of things from my house that remind me of my space. and of my connection to myself, I'll put that on the mat. And even if it's only for 5 minutes in the morning, I make it a point to go sit on the mat and meditate, move, take some time to simply be with myself and recenter and reground. And I swear that has had a massive impact on my body, knowing that it is safe, on my nervous system, being able to come home to myself, and not just helped me when I'm presenting while traveling, but also to stay and maintain that semblance of health and vitality when I am traveling so much. It's also critical to stay active while you're traveling. We talked a little bit about that with the stagnation. Highly encourage you to try and get some movement in. If you are on vacation, that can mean taking more steps. I often find that when I travel for fun, particularly, I get so many more steps than I do in my day-to-day. So sometimes that can be an easy checkbox. If you're traveling for work, I highly recommend trying to get to the gym in the morning or just go for some intentional walks. That's what I try and do, is to, in any breaks in between my schedule, really get some good long walks in. Again, that helps ground you, and if it can be in nature, all the better, and helps keep your body moving and bring that vitality that counterbalances all of the sitting and stagnation. The last thing I'll touch on is food. This is probably one of the biggest challenges when traveling. It is so easy to get off of eating healthy food when you travel because, let's be honest, the food options that are available to us when we travel much more limited, and particularly living in America, there's not a lot of great options everywhere. So for me, what I've done to ensure that I'm still eating healthy is, one, just make it a priority. It is really easy to say, well, it's just too hard to find healthy food, so I'm just going to eat whatever is available in front of me. And that, if you keep doing that, I mean, it just catches up with you. I really, really, really prioritize and plan eating healthy food when I'm on the go. So often once I land in a city, if I know that I have a meeting coming up, I will get on Uber Eats, I will find a healthy restaurant, and I will order those meals to my hotel so that I know that I'm going to have something healthy to eat. Another option is to get an Airbnb or a place where you can cook for yourself. I often find that I do not have the time to cook for myself while I'm on the go, but I will often Instacart or find a Whole Foods or a healthy grocery store to go pick up snacks and even pre-pack snacks. So I'll go to the grocery store ahead of time and pick up food that I know that I can eat, even protein bars that I know are healthy and supportive for me. Not as good as eating fresh food, but we can't do it 100% of the time. So it really is just the prioritization and the intentionality of choosing to make healthy food choices while you're traveling. And even when you're at restaurants, I know it's very tempting, particularly when you're on vacation, to just let it all go and do it some of the time, but just know that that can have a big influence on your health. And so it is just a choice. So maybe you can make a 50-50 trade-off, when you're traveling to ensure that you're staying on track to some degree. Food is just such an important part of keeping our bodies healthy and vital. So I can't emphasize enough how important it is to continue to maintain and make healthy choices while you travel. So hopefully this was helpful as a quick snippet of some of the tips and tricks that I use to maintain my own health and vitality while I travel. And I hope you can incorporate some of these practices in your day-to-day and trips this summer so that you can maintain your own vitality. So with that, I'll see you soon.